Hi, and welcome to Mrs. Zatzke's 7th grade science class 2025-2026. This is the video for those of you who may not have been able to attend back to school night. And I wanted to make this available to you, students and parents. So I will be teaching your child's 7th grade science class this year. Some of the supplies, digital textbook, digital student notebook, everything is found on the Chromebook that's provided by the school through Clever. So clever.com, and the kids can find everything in there. I've also linked my YouTube channel there, and there's other resources such as Google Classroom in there. They need a spiral bound notebook. So this is their spiral. It's one subject, 100 pages. It needs to be big enough to glue a piece of paper in. We did start gluing in papers this week. So it just needs to be the size of a full sheet of printed paper. So if your child did not get credit for their spiral, please try to find one. If you are having trouble sourcing one, please let me know, and we can see if we can get some funds to purchase books for your child, okay? But it really is best for your child to be able to choose their own and grab that. Target, Walmart, Staples, you name it. Amazon even has some. I did include Amazon links online in Google Classroom for your child to use. They need their Chromebook, pen or a pencil each day in class. Highlighters are helpful, but not required. Colored pencils I have, but they can bring their own. A calculator, a simple calculator, not a scientific calculator, or they can just use the one that's in Chrome. And a 6 or 12-inch metric ruler, metric meaning it has centimeters and millimeters on it. I have a website that just clearly identifies what supplies are needed. I don't really communicate assignments through there because that is public information. So if you would like to see what assignments I'm assigning each day, go ahead and log into your child's Google Classroom. You can do that on your phone. Go ahead and get the Google Classroom app, log in on your phone or personal device, and you can see their assignments on there. Just some background about me. This is my 15th year at Olympus. It's my 20th year teaching. I previously taught high school science in Sacramento, Sac City Unified, and Campbell. And I decided to come here and try middle school. I love middle school. It's just where I belong. So I love teaching 7th and 8th grade science. I went to UC Davis. I have a bachelor's in geology and a master's in science education from UC Davis. I really like to do a lot of things that I know some of your kids do. I really love to read, knitting, cooking. I do play the trumpet. I've played since I was 11, and I have a small farm. So we live on a farm with some llamas, goats, sheep, dogs, cats, you name it. So we have lots of stuff, and my children are involved in the community. So FFA, dancing, swim team, water polo, and my husband is in the community as well. He is the principal of Ridgeview Elementary. I love science. I can't wait to share it with your student this year. Our course overview in 7th grade science this year, we're going to cover, generally speaking, matter, which is like chemistry, ecosystems, and planet Earth. Okay, so ecosystems is like our biology section, and then planet Earth is plate tectonics and cycles of Earth. If you want to look at any of our curriculum or what we're following the standards, you can find it linked there, and I will include that in an email with you guys. This is our science curriculum that we've been using. It's Bring Science Alive through TCI, Teachers Curriculum Institute. It is fantastic. 100% NGSS means it follows the standards exactly for the national standards, next generation science standards. And it's really great. We love this curriculum. It's available 24 hours a day to your student. And it's really good. They take feedback really well on the content found online as well. Grades, 50% of your child's grade is content knowledge. Content knowledge is stuff that really involves a lot of thinking, a lot of thought process. And I wanted to make sure that your student knows that content knowledge is a big part of understanding science. So they gain that knowledge from interactive discussions during class, from doing their work on time, and from being able to access extra materials such as YouTube videos to help them understand some of the material. 30% is skills. That's like I do, you do. So skills would be like math problems, things that I give them examples of, and then they just do some example problems that are just like what I taught them. 20% is engagement and participation. In all of these categories, we will be giving grades in all the different categories. So labs, activities, quizzes, classwork, you name it, tests. It is all included in each section of the grade. So if I give a test, each content knowledge question counts toward that portion of the grade. Each skills question will count toward that portion of the grade. I frequently update grades in PowerSchool, so please check it weekly. You can download an app on your phone for PowerSchool. It's really helpful. And then completed work is tracked by your student in Google Classroom. Later missing work can be submitted for full credit late until the deadline, which is 1 week prior to the end of the trimester. On the syllabus that your child and you signed, it explains what those dates are, and I will be pushing out reminders through email and through Google Classroom about that. Feedback I give constantly by giving papers back to the students, by them keeping their spiral in order, and I just give them feedback also just from conversation when we have discussions in class. Absent work is, of course, given a grace period of as many days the student was absent to make up the missed work. If your child is absent for a test or a quiz, I do request that they take it on the day that they return. If there's an extenuating circumstance, please send me an email and let me know in advance. Your child will not be ready to take that test when they get back, and they need to wait a day or two, but I really can't extend it further than that. Missed labs must be made up within 2 weeks. That is because we need to take down the lab setup and set up for new labs. So it is really hard for me to keep a hold of labs that they missed. Although we do try to make the labs digital if they miss the lab so they can make it up online. Assessments are done during class time, and they are done within the class period. They do written work and multiple choice. They do quizzes, which are reading quizzes based on what we read. They may do a test. The test is broken up into different parts, and the tests are open notes. The quizzes are closed notes. So your child will be able to access study guides. They will be able to access practice questions, and they will be given plenty of time to prepare for their tests. Tests are not able to be made up or corrected for credit. But I'm happy to have discussions with your child about how to study for the next test to help improve their grade. The biggest portion of the grade, honestly, is not tests in science class. It is labs and activities that we do. And your child is allowed to do full credit makeups and corrections to those assignments. But for tests in particular, we do not allow makeups. If you need to contact me, my email is mzatzke@eurekausd.org. I have a YouTube channel that follows the chapters in the book, so I encourage you and your child to explore that as we go through each chapter. It's called a lesson. There are videos that align with the textbook reading found online in TCI. So, and then I do have a checklist of items to help with test grades, to help with studying. One thing I just want to beg of you is to encourage your student, even if they do not perform well on the tests, to keep trying and to make realistic goals to improve their grade each time they take tests by studying, by engaging in conversation during the class period, and by turning their work on completed and correct it on time. All right. I'm so excited to be your science teacher this year. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to science.